Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, to WCA 2014. It's day number 2, and we're into the winner's bracket now, our second winner's bracket semifinal. This will be Alliance versus Vici Gaming, best of 3. The winner moves on to play newbie. Yeah, I did spoil the earlier match. If you didn't watch it, sorry. Yeah, so we've got 2 more matches coming up today. We'll get into the loser's bracket round 1 a bit later on, but well, with that said, of course, I'm LD Beyond the Summit, and the draft is underway. I will be joined here for this one by, well, a rare beast. A wild Fear appears. Hey, Fear, how you doing?
Pretty good. Yeah, I haven't cast in a long time, but I always come out for like the good games. I'm just like hiding.
Yeah,
when a good game appears, I pop up.
You're poaching.
Yeah. Fair enough.
Yeah, fair enough. So, Fear, I guess what I want to kind of start the conversation with is, I cast iLeague, right? And that was, they released 6.82 in the middle of the tournament. Then, a day or two later, they released 6.82b. There was like a 6.8 or 6.81.5 almost. Like there was like a half patch, and wasn't enough, so they reduced the bounty gold quite a bit more. But to me, this is like, and there were also some lesser known teams in that tournament, Power Rangers, Rave. They actually kind of impressed me. But that being said, this is, I think, what most people would consider the first like truly top tier premier international tournament in terms of the quality of the teams and the expectations for the level of play. So with all that kind of the stage set, how have you felt overall about like where 6.82b is? And I don't want to turn this into a balanced discussion, but more like, what are you seeing out of these teams? And is there anything that kind of jumps out at you overall as we get into this draft as far as like how teams are playing right now?
I think of this patch in particular, there's a lot of different stuff you can do. Like, for example, I think they nerfed like Death Ball a lot with the glyphs and the more armor on the tier 2s and stuff like that. But they also nerfed split pushing a bit too, in my opinion, as well, because like the shared bounty. So if you do catch someone out that's farming when they're ahead, you get a lot more gold for that as well. So I'm not exactly sure where the state of the game's at right now. I still think Death Ball can be very strong. And I still think that hero that they have right now, Death Prophet, is still one of the strongest heroes even in the game, regardless of some of the nerfs. Same with Razor. I think they hardly got touched. So I don't think the meta's changed that much, except for it's a little harder to push now.
Wow. I mean, Death Prophet didn't, like on paper, she didn't get touched much. The ult went from 115-second cooldown to 135. You had, I guess, Bottle getting a bit more expensive, which is it's not a big deal for anyone with 2 runes. And then on top of that, towers, it's harder to take the tier 1s. But Razor on paper did get some bigger nerfs, so at least he had more nerfs. I guess the question is if they're really bigger.
More, but he's still like he's still the same hero in my opinion.
Okay.
Like the link cost, that doesn't matter too much at all, and the plasma minimum range nerf, it's not really a big deal. Not many Razor players cast minimum range plasma fields anyway. It's still the same damage at max range.
That's true.
I forgot what else. Oh, the Aegis not triggering his ult. Sure, that can be kind of annoying, I suppose, but the hero is still very strong in my opinion. But regardless, these teams don't think so because it's not picked or banned, and DP gets through. So, and I think the 2 big heroes of this patch are Death Prophet and Terrorblade. That's just my opinion. I think they're top 2 material.
You know, one of the heroes I've seen teams try to pick, I wouldn't say it's like necessarily to counter Terrorblade, but he's definitely picked often as a semi-response, is the Lich. So they actually ban Terrorblade and then still go for Lich. And well, what do you think of the draft so far, Fear? Death Prophet, well, first, Naga first overall pick for Alliance. So it's something Loda, from just conversations I had with Winter and some of the other players, they wanted to run this more at TI4. They didn't get to, but they have turned to it more recently with the new roster. And in reply, there's a Death Prophet Lich, Rubik, the second pick from Alliance. Like, what's your overall thoughts on the draft and just this Naga first pick? It's not something many teams are doing right now. Cloud9 occasionally will pick in the first phase, but yeah, what do you think?
I think Naga in the first phase is fine, but you have to be versatile with the hero. You have to know how to run it as support and as a carry. So as the draft like advances, if you just pick you're stuck on a core Naga and the enemy team knows it, it's so easy to counter that if you first pick it. So, but if you can rotate it to support, it's a lot better as well.
Is it Drow Visage time? Is it Drow Visage time? Do you think, Fear?
I think.
Vici Gaming in 6.81 with the new roster, they ran one of 2 strats for like 80% of the games. Drow Visage, Tiny Wisp. That was pretty much it.
Profits, it's not old. So that's interesting. Anyway.
Okay. I'm not sure if it's just me. I'm having some lag with you. Let me
You
call you back real
lagging?
quick. Yeah, it might be me. Yeah, sorry about that, guys. We may need to switch
10
the
seconds remaining.
communication method here with Fear, but in the meantime, we'll see a
5 seconds
bristleback
remaining.
ban. Actually, that's the other thing I wanted to ask him about in the second stage of
VG
the bans here,
Gaming's
and how
turn to
Brewmaster
ban.
picked up for her alliance. So pretty heavy team fight from them, and that said, let's see if we have any luck getting him back on the line. In the meantime. In the
10
meantime, just
seconds remaining.
bear with me while we're improving our appearance.
5 seconds remaining.
Sorry, guys.
Reserve time. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Alliances turn to ban. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
Yeah, no old man left behind. Hey, Fear. Sorry about that.
Yo.
I'm not sure what's going on, but I think that's on my end. So,
Okay.
can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Am I good?
Yeah, I think you're fine. I'm hopefully not a sign of things to come. But okay, so we see a Chen ban in the last phase here from Vici actually. A hero that's largely been ignored despite what looked like a pretty, I guess you'd say, sexy change with the ancient takeover, but not necessarily very impactful. Maybe a lacking substance. And Doom was removed. It ends with an Ake Enchantress for Alliance, an Enigma for Vici Gaming. So get the Visage Drow Enigma Death Prophet, like disgusting push combo. A little bit passive in the laning stage from Vici, and Alliance go for something more, I guess you'd say, well-rounded with this Ake Enchantress. Something we haven't seen much of lately. And, well, with the draft complete, we missed your thoughts on the last few picks, but what do you think?
I don't know why they picked Lich, to be honest with you. Normally you'd see this lineup with like a Vengeful Spade or something instead, just for the bonus damage. But in Lich kind of is like he's not a pusher, he's like a D pusher, so I'm not exactly sure the purposes here, but I like Vici's lineup more than Alliance's, I have to say. But they do have the Naga Siren, and they don't have the best answers for really farm Naga, but they do have the ability to end the game really quickly before Naga comes online. So it's going to be up to Vici
5
Gaming to
seconds
apply the
remaining.
pressure. But
So,
they're definitely going to have a strong laning phase, I think.
okay, so you think even with the five ranged heroes, the Drow Visage and the Death Prophet and the Enigma, they still should not try to take this
Prepare
late?
for battle.
No, Alliance should take it late for sure. Like they
Okay.
need to take it late because they have very weak heroes against the split push with Naga Siren. Like Drow Ranger's not that good against Naga for obvious reasons. Like she doesn't have much AoE. She does have good damage, of course, but that hero kind of falls off late game in my opinion. Easy to pick off. And Naga's just like going to be one of those heroes that needs to come online. So basically, Alliance has to hold for super late game, and I think they might be okay. But Vici Gaming has very strong pushing heroes as well, which is why I was a little confused about the Lich pick. It kind of seems like an oddball pick here.
They also have
But
the double deny strat, the Lich Enigma.
I wonder if they're going to do that against the Naga, just deny all the farm from her.
Okay. Do you think that's worth it, or is like obviously it could slow down the Enigma's jungle depending on if he actually stays top for any amount of time, or if the Lich stays there. Or Ice has been running mostly off-lane Enigma, I would say, out of the games I watched him and the drop of the new patch, and especially in 6.81. Do you? I guess it's very flexible what they could do. We haven't really seen an off-lane Lich solo in a long time, though.
30
Yeah,
seconds.
I
to
think
battle.
the Enigma should stay up there for just a few minutes, just deny a lot from the Naga, and then go to the jungle and catch up. Because like if they have that double deny, she's gonna get just maybe a couple creeps. But it looks like they're lane swapping. They're expecting this, so they just put Bulldog up there. So I expect the Enigma just go straight to the jungle once they see the lanes shape out.
All right, well, with that, guys, the horn blows. We get underway. We'll run through the lineups very quickly. For Vici Gaming, you've got FY God on the Visage. That puts in the bottom lane Black standing in for the old B God and Burning on the Drow Ranger, of course. Solo mid will be Super on... Here we've seen him a lot on the Drow... the Visage. Visage, Jesus. Death Prophet. Hero names are hard. Fenrir is your support Lich in the offlane. Ice. We'll be playing the core Enigma, not a jungle Enigma. Admiral Bulldog handling the Clockwork in the safe lane. Over for Alliance Ake on the Enchantress jungle. That puts Chessie mid, the new solo mid player for the squad. Misery as the support Rubik, currently dual laning with Loda as the offlane Naga. So it is the double deny strat. This was something teams used to do more back before smokes were a thing. As you couldn't really punish the passivity in lane as much, but haven't really seen it too much as of late.
It's been a while. In most cases, it's not worth it because you can get so much out of the jungle with Enigma that sitting here and denying a few creeps doesn't do too much compared to how much farm you can get out of the jungle. Get at level 6 at 5 minutes with a mech at like 7 to 8 minutes.
Oh man,
that brings a lot more to the team.
Ake's already smoking. We're not even 1 minute in. This is like your classic Ake jungle. Used to be known for his very early ganks. And we'll see if he brings it back here.
Looks like they're rotating Lich down too as well, and they're just going to leave Enigma solo.
FY's going to get caught out. He's got the 0 base armor. Ake does have the slow ready. The net to start, the slow to follow. And the skeletons might do the work, but with the Grave Chill, he will be able to retreat out. So he gets up that hill, which often is the tough part with the offensive jungle Enchantress. Nobody here to greet him or try and keep him out.
Yeah, I think this is a really good decision by Alliance to kind of go aggressive here, because if they would have just stuck the Naga up against the double deny, she would have had a really hard time. And in this situation, Naga might be able to get a lot of farm here, because she's a pretty strong tri-laner. She has high armor, not easy to kill, and if they get the Enchantress rotating over too, they can find some easy kills.
How do you feel about the other lanes? Like, obviously this jungle, the Enchantress is going to be applying a lot of pressure. With the Naga, they have some kill potential and supports in the woods, but what do you think about the two solos, since those seem to be the fairly static lanes thus far?
I'm pretty sure that both of Vici solos have a slight edge here. Like, Enigma should probably beat a Clockwork. I've never really seen this matchup too much, but it's a melee hero, and he just gets 6 conversions, and Clock can't really step up. Even if he wants to cog him in, there's no chance for a kill there.
They'll just kind of spit the battery assault, I guess.
Yeah. And then mid lane, I give Death Prophet the edge over Panda, but Panda does pretty well as well against Death Prophet because of the dodge and the clap span as well. So mid's kind of a wash, but I give both the solo lanes a little edge to Vici Gaming.
Okay, so and on paper the solo lane should go their way. At the same time, though, they are running the Visage in a tri-lane against Enchantress pressure, and this was something we actually saw a lot of when Visage first started getting popular, where he is pretty weak against these jungle creeps. Can't really do much except like Grave Chill and run away. And I know Winter told me that the Chinese teams felt it was kind of the solution to Visage was before he gets the birds was just run a jungler and constantly pressure the tower. Don't let him get his level 6. Don't let him have that early killing potential and just keep him off the lane. And for now, FY is level 1, 3 minutes in.
Yeah, and I think that one of the bigger problems as well is not Visage, but Lich is against junglers as well. Like, they can just press this tower, and there's nothing they can do. It looks like they're going to get on him.
Oh, the lift into the stomp. That synchronization from Alliance. First blood easily claimed. Loda was already retreating out from this, even before the kill was claimed, and he eats a tango. He looks to go around the tree line, and, oh, he's out of tangos now. He's blocked in by Fenrir. Oh, there you go. Ake's ready to pull him out of a bad situation. These old friends working together, and Fenrir will pay for it. It's already 2 kills going the way of Alliance. Ake slowed down, but they can't kill him off. Man, that is... I mean, you should appreciate this, Clinton. That is some serious old man Dota right there.
Yeah, that was good. FY TP'd in instantly and thought he had charges on his W, but he didn't, so ended up shooting out a soul assumption on Loda there, and it did 0 damage, basically. So they weren't able to even get a rebuttal kill at all there. But yeah, they can't do anything in this tri-lane. Like, they have a Visage and a Lich, and they can just pressure the tower and just dive them as much as they want.
They're looking to rotate on... They're going on super mid. It's already nighttime. Ake doesn't have a creep right now, though. And it'll just be boots for super. So he's got a little extra move speed to work with, and it seems they'll kind of back off as Loda gets pressured a bit bottom lane, but he does have that early 2 points of mirror image, so he's gone for an unusual build. Normally you see the Riptide early
Top
on.
lane.
Yeah, lift onto Ice, drop back down to Admiral Bulldog, and he tries to run the other way, but, well, this will create some conversions, which he can use to push this lane out, but not able to escape in the end.
Are you even trying?
And some good rotation from Alliance here. I'm not sure if this rotation was necessary instead of staying on the bottom lane. As you can see, both the solo lanes were winning though until that point, so I guess they wanted to release some pressure, but I believe if they stayed bottom, like this Lich Visage can't do anything against their tri lane. And this is giving much needed space for their supports and their Drow to get levels.
Yeah, and to be honest, I mean, it's a level 3 Visage with no boots. He just has the gold for them now. It's a level 3 Lich with 1.8 skill. If they wanted to come right back to this bottom lane, they still could, but, well, Misery true to form. If you watched him play for Mouse Sports, he loves to get aggressive in the laning stage. Same for LGDN, where perhaps the dual roam was their downfall as a team, but well, for Alliance, they look to keep that pressure up in the laning stage. And Super currently really focused on his body block mid, which is working out quite well. Gets the creeps pulled way back, and it still might not be enough. Misery, now revealed, but it is nighttime. And do they have a ward?
They see it.
They
Yeah,
just
know
got
this is
vision.
coming. But regardless of that, he was playing like he was being ganked because there's been no one bottom for so long, so I'm sure his team told him to just be careful. They're probably ganking mid.
So since they've backed off of bottom, like what's... I mean, obviously you think they should have stayed bottom, but what's the best alternative, I guess, given that they've kind of relieved the pressure there?
Well, I guess the first thing they had to do is do what they did. They need to get Naga out of that lane. Looks like they just abandoned it completely here. So looks like they're doing what they need to do. Make sure just this Naga gets farmed. It's really imperative that Naga gets farmed because it is a 4 protect 1 lineup they're running here. And if you don't have any farm on your Naga, kind of defeats the purpose of what they're trying to do. So they switched lanes there, which is good. And I think they just keep doing what they're doing. They got a good start. Now they're just content on just free farming here.
Yeah, that's what you call 4 protect 0, as the Bulldog gets caught up bottom lane, but not really much to follow that up. They're still waiting for Ice. Zap to start, Lift to follow. They go in top lane, but yeah, that's Sloda just not ready or not willing to go into that. So simple harassment for now. Ake, he wants them to push this lane in so he can wrap around, but this is still going to take a couple more seconds for the creeps to march through. And there was a freshly placed Radiant Lore down, but that was placed after this rotation. So he does have that potential element of surprise. But I think that was an Ice ping. Or was it?
Yeah.
I think so.
Radiant's top
Yeah, he's
tower
pinging
is
in.
under attack.
The Hellbear doesn't have much time either. Looks like they just want to go for the tower.
Yeah, meanwhile, mid lane pressure from Super. He's diving Chessie. He's got another nuke just a bit short of the kill, and Chessie will clap the wave, but Ice having trouble keeping this pressure off the tier 1. Ake now hits level 3. Loda continue to summon the illusions, actually maxing the mirror image first, not even going for the Riptide max at all. And, well, the tower dropping pretty low. In fact, it'll be in deny range now, and they're going to try and turn this one around. Ice marching in. Level 7, he's got the sword, he pops it looking for the black hole. Misery slowed down, and that should be the death of your Rubik. Soul Assumption, just enough to get that kill. But the tower does go the way of the Dire. They didn't get the deny.
Dire's middle tower
Perhaps
Yeah,
that's
I
worth
mean-
it in the end.
They're the ones pressuring towers instead of the other way around, but of course, Drow Visage lineups, it's not like they push towers instantly. It's they get their levels, a little bit of basic farm, and then they start pushing really hard. And what's going to be really hard for them is this Panda's getting close to Blink. Once he gets Blink, team fights are going to be very hard for VG.
He's kept up with the Death Prophet completely. He's 41-9, 43-3 on the Death Prophet. There was the one rotation mid, but Super even dodged that gank, and, well, yeah, he's
He
still
just had to
falling
play
a bit far behind.
passive and not farm, but yeah, for the most part, Panda is one of those mid heroes that does decently well against Death Prophet. A lot of heroes don't do well against Death Prophet, but Panda's a super strong mid.
Dire's top tower is under
Chessie
attack.
and Viz now. He's level 8, and if he fights Fedra, that... Oh, yeah. Clap. Ultimate could follow this. He's going to go for the crit. I think he wants to save the ult, but... Yeah, if he wants this kill, I have to use it. Boulder Toss coming through, and... just an ult for an easy Lich kill. That should secure the Blink Dagger, and on that sense, well worth it, as they will Cyclone the Death Prof in the air, and he makes his retreat out of the lane.
Yeah, I think
there's
using
your
your
Blink.
ult like that to get some kills against a lineup you know is not going to death ball until a certain timing is fine. But obviously, if he's playing against, like, say this is old patch and they had like Pugna and stuff, getting a kill for Panda ult on a support would have not been worth it.
Yeah, but the tower's being a lot tankier, and also the fact that he does get Blink off of that, so it does somewhat mitigate not having the ult for the next potential big team fight. Yeah, you get a clap on 2-3 heroes, that can make up for it. Fenrir is still just blocking this creep by mid, denying wherever he can, and Alliance with the blink up. I mean, I guess the question is, do they try to do something with this, or do they just wait for the next ult? For now, Chessie just farming mid, and the off-lane Bulldog, he's gotten this level 8, so he has secured quite a bit of experience this game, and they will rotate 3 in. Smoke gank from Alliance, walking towards the middle lane, Misery in the front lines, Blake, clap, and that should be the Death of Super. The Death Prophet in a lot of trouble, tossed back, netted up, and brought down. Chessie, low, but shouldn't fall here, as they steal the Frost Armor. That's not the most exciting spell, but hey, Rubik's just happy to hit level 6.
If they can get that spell later on in the game, it'll be very good against like the Death Prophet ult and the physical damage from Drow, but that's actually a pretty good spell to have, because it slows ranged heroes now for the same as it does melee with the new patch.
Yeah, especially against Terrorblade. I feel like that spell is really underrated against the ranged illusions.
Right, so that's not a bad spell to have, but it's not what he wants right now, of course. He wants the Frost Arm to get leveled up a little bit before he steals it.
Yeah, and like you were saying, against 5 range heroes as well, it's going to be very valuable. But meanwhile, it's still a better spell for now. Level 4 Crypt Swarm, that will be much more useful in these upcoming engagements. Ake making that wraparound top lane, perhaps, and Ice, not really in a rush to retreat out, but just the Centaur that comes in. He'll get the stomp off to start. There's really no follow-up for this. And Bulldog chills bottom lane, so... Well, Fear, I mean, we've kind of seen the early movements. They look like they're going pretty well for Alliance. They're up 3k gold. They're up 1,000 experience. Not the biggest lead, but what's step 2 if you're Alliance? Like, where do you go from here?
I think they're just, the name of the game for them is just going to be played defensively for as long as they possibly can. Like, as long as they don't lose their tier 1 towers. Of course, they can play aggressive if they want to get kills, but I think they just want to hold all their towers and just let Naga free farm. And if they can keep doing that and maybe apply a little pressure, get some ganks off, they're just going to keep doing that.
And on the side of Vici, they've gotten familiars at a pretty good time. FY, he's got his Tranquil Boots. He's not on the way to a fast Axe by any means, but at least has his level 6. The Drow Ranger didn't go Midas, which is, at least for me, what I've seen like 8 out of 10 games on Drow Rangers. Even in this patch, it's been most games is the Midas Rush. And your offlane Enigma working towards a mech. How much pressure do you feel Vici is under? Like, can they sit back and farm for 10 minutes? Do they need to force the issue? And where should they be going from here?
They need to sit and farm for a little bit. They need basic farm before they can take fights. Like, maybe right now they can go for some tier 1s, but it's really hard because Pan has a Blink Dagger, and their supports are kind of under level, so I guess they need Chain Frost for the most part. But playing against Panda as a DP, you kind of don't want to fight into Panda until you have that level 2 ultimate, so they might just farm up until that.
How often do you see a support Lich, not even level 6, at 12.5 minutes, man? Like, a lot of non-Lich supports get this by now.
You just sit there and deny and you get that almost.
Delete that hero from Dota, Ice Frog, please.
There's 2 heroes to delete.
Yeah, for those who didn't see it, at the NA Hub we had a heated debate about which hero should be deleted from Dota, and Fear was very adamant that Lich is the one. If you have to delete one hero, it's got to be the Lich.
Well, it's techies now, but...
Well, yeah, but back then.
Yeah,
back in
then.
the good old days, before the Dark Ages that came. That's the classical era. Now we're into the Dark Ages. Oh.
Yeah, they have Blink on Pan now. Looks like they're going for something mid, but they're 5-man mid now. Looks like they wanted to push, but I really think they should wait till we get level 11 on Death Prophet. It won't be too long, and that level 2 ultimate is a huge upgrade, especially when you're playing against Panda, because you can actually kill the fire spirit.
Yeah, Chessie wanted to make that move towards mid lane, but just doesn't find a good opening. And I guess the biggest issue for Alliance is they really don't have the follow-up there right now. For the time being, Ake's just farming his own woods. Loda has not gone back for the Riptide Max. He didn't actually finish maxing Mirror Image, but he took it to level 3. And so his jungle has been a bit slower than what you normally see out of Vanaga. Still, because he's rushing this Radiance completely. No rate of a kill picked up. No drums, just straight into the Relic after the poor man's shield and bottle. He will have it around like that 16-minute mark or so. So it's still pretty good Radiance timing. And only now does the pressure begin from Vici Gaming.
Looks like Alliance doesn't want to defend, because I'm not sure why, but they just don't want anything to do with that tower, and they're just going to split push instead. What I'm really surprised is Bulldog's been very silent this game. It's 14 minutes in. I don't think he's even attempted a hook yet, which is a little surprising. They're not getting too aggressive. But Clock is a really good hero against Drow Ranger in the early stages of the game. just for getting pickoffs. You just need to bring one more hero with you, and you can kill her pretty easily. But so this Drow is going to be forced out of lane entirely because this Clockwork pick now, and they're just probably going to end up 5-manning everything from here on out.
Bottom tower is under attack.
Well, the Drow Ranger for the time being has been mostly off the map. Like, she just hasn't really been in any engagements, and Black has gone in for an early Yasha, so working towards a Manta style here most likely could go back for a straight BKB, which there aren't too many answers for an Alliance. The hookshot's not bad, the net's not too bad, but their physical damage will be lacking for like the next, I don't know, 8 to 10 minutes at least before Naga gets farmed. And, well, Loda, Relic Timers officially cooled down. They managed to deny the tier 1 bottom. Still, it is a tower down, and in good news for Vici Gaming, Alliance don't roche that quickly. They've got the Enchantress to tank it, but they don't really have a lineup that sneaks it, and if they want to sit back and farm, they're not necessarily forfeiting that objective. But here comes Chessie pushing him in. Point booster online, and tier 1 now glyphed. Question will be,
Double glyph.
does Vici defend? They've got a Yule Scepter up on Super.
He's 11 now too, so this is the phase where Death Prophet gets really scary. And we haven't seen a single exorcism this game. We haven't really seen anything. We saw one primal split. Nobody's just casting like any big spells. No black holes.
That's
no
the
hooks.
summary of this game. We really haven't seen anything.
Like Naga doesn't even have her ult skilled.
Yeah, give us something. Well, don't give us Bulldog dying in the pit, but I think he might. He's walked in here. I believe the Radiant team saw him coming. Oh, he's got a Force Staff. Okay. Yeah, he'll Force Staff out. Without that, he was dead. Maybe he could hook
he's
shot
pretty
away.
farmed. Like, Dro has to be off the map because you can't really lane down here, so Bulldog just free farm down here instead of looking for ganks, and he has a pretty early Force Staff.
Yeah, that Crypt Swarm steal is definitely helping Alliance to hold these towers, though. Misery just keeps on spamming out the waves, and Super just forced to auto-attack. Does not want to commit an Exorcism too soon, and meanwhile, oh, Chessie, does he go for the Courier? It's carrying an Ogre Club. Not the biggest deal, but wouldn't be a bad kill. He doesn't even want it. He wants to get the jump on the team. Maybe thinking he won't be able to kill it off. There is still a speed burst ready.
Oh, he would have definitely got it. Didn't remember with the new patch, melee heroes do 50% more damage to couriers.
Yeah, well, I guess they felt they could take a
Oh, he
fight.
can get on the way back. He's gonna get on the way back, probably.
It's still a speed burst. Let's see. Is he get? Oh, yeah, no. Well, one shot it. That's not going to matter.
Yeah.
But it was carrying an Ogre Club. He could have prevented that from being delivered at least.
Yeah, I mean,
Not
would
the
have been
biggest
nice.
deal.
Wouldn't really done much, I don't think, though. I mean, maybe in some small instance where Drow like gets initiated on and barely lives, that Ogre Club may have made the difference. But seeing as how they played, it probably wouldn't have mattered much.
Well, Naga Radiance, it's about to come online, and it's been really quietly just given away by Vici Gaming. So clearly they either feel they just can't do anything to stop this, or are very confident they can deal with it. And I guess the question is, which one is it?
They don't want to be in this position, I'm certain, but they don't really have a choice because they couldn't like fight because their supports were so underleveled. Like Lich just hit level 6. They were in no position to fight at all.
I'm just admiring the fact that a support Rubik is pushing harder than a Death Prophet, basically. Like, he's spamming waves faster than her, and he's more aggressive in his movements as of late, despite a total lack of farm. That is, like you said, it's just not the position you want to be in.
Luckily, he did lose to Crypt Swarm now, so I'm sure Super is going to be very careful on trying to not give that away now.
I mean, it's a pretty hard spell not to give away, right? Like, I guess you could silence.
You just have to stay away from the Rubik, and if he does go for the steal, just, you know, Yules him, silence him, try to kill him.
Oh, top lane. Here's your... Oh, no split! Black got off the silence in time! Be able to TP out. Quick reactions there from him. Chessie was, like, halfway through the, you know, the arm swing. He's doing those military presses. Oh, Yules on the mid lane.
Yules.
Yeah, well, you stole something, Misery. Was it worth it? Was it worth it?
Oh, called that one.
Yeah, Super said hell no.
Yeah, that's pretty much what I expected. Like, if he goes in for the steal like that, you just Yules him and kill him.
You're so smart, man.
I am the smartest Dota player you have ever met.
Yeah, I'm so impressed.
But it looks like they're gonna get a tower out of this one too, so things are starting to look up now for Vici. Like, they needed that badly. They got a free kill, and on top of that, they got a tower out of it.
Yeah, they haven't even used the black hole. I don't even think they've used their mechanism this game. It's 19 minutes in. First exorcism at 19 minutes. Still no black holes to come. Chain Frost is just chilling. Your Clockwork Hook has, I don't believe, has been used. We've seen the one split earlier, but man, it's been a slow game.
How often have you seen a clockwork 20 minutes in, not cast hook once? Anyways, they're going in with the primal split.
Ice does have his mech online. The Black Hole's ready as well, but all they want to do with this is take the tower, so they'll just use the Cyclone. They'll dispel it, and they'll get ready for Cyclone number 2, and, well, no, maybe not going to use that. Oh, just feed a Wind Panda. 14 gold. Immolation Panda will give up, and Alliance now rotate towards the bottom lane, while it's Lotus sitting farming the jungle, and they're just trying to make a move here on FY. Ogre Club up. He's got 2,000 gold nearly, but he's hook-shotted. He's caught out bottom lane. Now TP in 1. The Lich is joining the fray, but it's too late. FY down for the count.
Familiars.
Oh, God.
That's terrible. That's such a good spell to have.
And to make to equalize things, Chessie has a double damage rune to kill them off, but it's Familiar Wars now. He who has 2 familiars wins, so no familiars anymore.
90-second cooldown until familiar. So I was gonna say, like, after Panda uses ult like that, I think they, as soon as Death Prophet ult got up, they should have just went and pushed the tower while Panda ult's down. But without familiars now and Rubik having familiars, it's gonna be pretty hard.
That was a tactical familiar feat, just so they could farm them for gold, man. That was next level.
What type of tactic is that?
It's an economy tactic, that's what it is. Well,
He fed his own familiars.
I guess so.
That's a tactic.
Yeah. Well, no, I mean, feeding the spell steal is what I was saying.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But, well. Vici Gaming now. Let's see what they do from here.
And Loda has not been contested this entire game. Like, they're pretty much winning this now for the past, like, 15, 16 minutes without Loda at all. And right now, this Drow pick, it's not working out so well for them. She really needs that BKB before can she do anything. But it looks like mid lane, no, he doesn't find the jump on him. Super's by himself, playing really cocky.
They just haven't, like, you see 5 Rage Tears with a Drow, Visage, Enigma, you just expect more tower pushing. They just have not felt confident to do it against this early Blink Dagger on Brew. And they're going to try for something now.
Yeah. What I find really interesting still is how much confidence this Alliance team has with Naga just to first pick it like this. And I think they always run it as a core too, don't they?
Yeah, it's funny because they used to only run as the EGM support, but I mean, that was in a different patch and a different day. Yeah, it was something that they talked about quite a bit at TI3, or sorry, not TI3, at TI4 was, you know, we should have ran our Naga more. They started to pick it towards the end of the group stage, but I guess it was too little too late at that point.
Yeah. I guess so. Well, they're running it plenty now. I've seen this Loda Naga quite a bit with this new Alliance roster.
So I mean, if you see like that first, oh, well, hold that thought. Exorcism mid lane, they're gonna push in. There's still a glyph ready though. Ice. He's gone for an early Blink Dagger rush. Hasn't built up the BKB. No pipe for him either against a decent amount of magic damage. Instead, they're gonna nuke down an illusion. But the rest of the Loda army is bottom lane, and it'll clear out the wave, and the rat can begin. And he is executing well. Like, he's already got his illusions ready to cut the wave mid. Don't think about a kill off the courier, though he may try, but more importantly, he will thwart the aggression any further. Tier 2 doesn't really take much damage, and now he's cutting the wave bottom lane. Nearly to the base he goes. And this is potentially prepping for the Roche Fear. They're close to trying to take this.
Yeah, that's like the worst feeling you can have when you're playing a DP. Like, she used her ult there to get the mid tower, but they barely scratched it. That Death Prophet ult did pretty much nothing. And you know you're in a bad spot when you use a DP ult on a tower and you don't even like take half of its HP.
Yeah, the familiars, the Visage familiars moving in bottom lane now. And they'll try and hold the line. Misery no longer has it, but now has a Blink Dagger to go. So he's got better spells to steal at this point. Your Black Hole, your Chain Frost, not the easiest spell to steal, but with a Blink definitely possible. And, well, if nothing else, he'll be mobile in this one. Yeah.
I got a lot of good spells to steal this game, actually.
And he's had a really impressive start. 2, 2, and 3, but, I mean, more importantly, this is a level 10 Rubik. He's basically there with everyone except maybe the Enigma and the Death Prophet this game. And I guess the Naga now as well, but he's really close in terms of the levels.
Yeah, more or less, he's been single-handedly defending all their towers. because he's had some great steals. He had the familiars before, which stopped it. He just Fade Bolt with familiar drops and rocket spam. And on bottom, Crypt Swarm, he was spamming that with Fade Bolt as well to clear all the waves. So he's been, yeah, Misery's been playing phenomenal, getting all the right spells and defending the towers, buying time for this Naga to farm up.
It's just so weird for me to see this from Vici Gaming. Like, I don't know how have you watched them much with the new lineup?
I mean, we played them in WEC, but I haven't seen them much. After
Okay,
that, to be
well,
honest.
okay. So, because, like, that was I believe, their first tournament with Black even playing with the team
Yeah, it
at
was.
all. And since then, they've been very aggressive in the Chinese scene. A lot of, not just in terms of drafting, like, they will pick Drow Visage, if not first two picks, then certainly third, fourth. Tiny Wisp, same thing. Well, I've seen them first pick both of those heroes, or both of those combos, and have a lot of success, but they've been very defensive this game. And the thing is, when they draft them, it's not like, oh, they just pick these strong combos, but they play them to just win the game from minute 0 to 6, which is, yeah, those lineups go late, but they haven't even tried for it. And now they're going to take a risk. So this is more the Vici Gaming I was kind of expecting. They'll smoke into the Roche pit, and they're just going to go for it. Rocket's already there, but do they react in time? Bulldog starts to call in the reinforcement, but Roche is about to die. Yeah, already dead. Ice, casually blink up to the high ground. Well,
What was that? Was he trying to block the hook? I think he was. Now he's kind of in an awkward spot. Oh, Bulldog doesn't see him.
yeah, I don't think he got the vision on that one, so ice. He would have been a hero if needed, but instead he'll just casually walk away.
Taking one for the team. He was ready to take one for the team.
Man, look at Misery. He's just waiting to jump in. They're going to use the Naga Illusion here with a lift, a Riptide follow-up, dropping down. He steals the Familiars again! You gotta stop giving this away, FY! Oh, it's too much. I mean, to be
This is
fair.
one of those things where people haven't played against Visage, Rubik too much in this patch. Like before, Rubik was like a top pick and picked all the time, and people are really good about covering their spells, but once you don't play against Rubik for long enough, you kind of forget how to do that.
That is painful, man, and in a lot of ways it kind of equalizes for that sneaky Roshan. But with that said, well, what's the next plan for Vici? They got the Aegis on the Drow. She's got BKB and Yasha. She didn't go for the early economy build with the Midas. And, top lane again onto Black, dropping him down to familiar stuns. But he does have a BKB, so they're not going to force it too much. Do you just farm with this one? Like, have you just given up on the push? Is there a way to get that push going?
Familiars here.
Okay.
That's 200 gold to Black, which he desperately needs. I think they just need to... At this point, Naga is at the point where you can't really stop what she's going to do. So I think they need to make this Drow relevant, and by doing that, they just need to just farm. So I don't expect them to do too much. Once this Drow gets more items, maybe they can fight, but right now I don't think they're in any shape to really fight right now. Because they're just going to get split pushed all the time, and if they just try to group up too much, Nagas can get farmed, super farmed, while you're sitting as 5 players, so you're not getting much farm yourself. So I think they just sit and just try to maximize how much farm they can get and minimize how much farm Naga's getting by clearing their own jungle and stuff like that.
Yeah,
so Naga can't happen.
The Naga's pretty out of control. When she's just solo clearing waves, like right in front of your tier 2, stealing creeps from the Lich in the jungle, and simultaneously farming your own camps, which, as you can see, she's pretty much eviscerated her entire own woods. Yeah, Naga's, like you said, getting out of control, and they just don't have a great lineup to punish the split push. Like, there's no Silencer pick, no Storm, there's no Doom, or someone that if she jumps Naga can just flat out kill him, and, well, as a result, it's Vici Gaming trying for something bottom lane, but they are pushing into Song, they are pushing into Split, everything ready for Alliance with an Axe now up on the Brew. Let's see if they force it, Fear.
Dire's bottom tower is
Yeah,
under
the one thing
thinking
Vici
about
has
it.
that Alliance doesn't have is they have superior team fight. So if they can manage to win a fight, and they have heroes that can take a Rax easily after winning a fight, so that's all Vici needs is just one fight, or they need to find a pick on Naga, which is, as you said, very hard to do with their heroes.
They do kill off this ganking illusion from the backside, but that's okay. There's more coming in the other direction. One pushing down mid. Loda now just chilling with this hero while he rotates an illusion towards top. This may try and contest the familiars at no risk, and yeah, you can see bottom lane the same shenanigans in play. I do have to say, I feel like Loga plays this, not just, yeah, he gets a fast radiance, but the illusion predictions in terms of knowing when the creep waves are going to arrive, and also just knowing when you need to cut the wave because they might try to push. He's always ready to anticipate, which is, I think, to me, the mark of a really good Rat Dota style Naga player.
Yeah, he's been playing this really well. But I still think Fiji Gaming has a late game advantage, though. So if this game goes too late,
Like
then they
late
can find
late
a way
game,
to
you're
deal.
saying?
Yeah, yes, ultra late game, and it's not getting too far off, to be honest with you, because Naga's, she's got her manta up. She needs a couple more items. Drow finally has a good set of core items now as well. And the problem with Naga doing this is, like, your team gets no farm except for the Naga. Only Naga's going to be farmed after this, and all these creeps that she is killing, they're not getting experience for. So they should be, if they keep doing this, they're going to lose in experience pretty heavily.
Well,
Yeah, I guess in the gold graph shows that too. Like they're winning in gold because of it, but they're losing experience. It's pretty standard for Naga.
yeah, her illusions get the gold, but she's normally not even in experience range, and usually the team can't be there either. Chessie with a haster and moving through the Radiant jungle, looking for a Vici game. I mean, it's 9 kills in 30 minutes, but it's more than that. It's just, it's 9 kills in 30 minutes, and like we're lucky to have that many kills as far as the action addicts go. It's just been completely passive play from both teams. Both confident in their late game, not confident in their ability to fight now. And yeah, just chilling. Everyone's chilling.
Radiant's top tower is
FY
under
does have his scepter up now too, so the reason why I say VG Gaming's late game is going to be a lot better is because his Panda, he's going to fall off real hard against Death Prophet, level 16 ult, Drow, right-clicking, Visage Familiars. It's not going to do that much, to be honest with you. So that hero's kind of gone down the drain, while his Visage is a pretty good late game hero too. Those Familiars hit really hard. Nigma also gets pretty good late game too if you can get the refresher up and all those spells. They don't have, other than Rubik, they can't really cancel it very easily, the black hole. If he gets that BKB up, I mean, I guess there's hookshot too. But late game, I think they're in really good shape. This Enchantress is pretty underfarmed as well.
Yeah, there's the net, but that's not very long range or reliable in a team fight. And you don't really need a full black hole, just like a few seconds, often enough to turn the fight. But Loda will push in the top lane now. He's got 2,900 gold up, the Manta style in line. No illusions in position to really stop this bottom push, and with Radiant Familiars here, they're going to smack down that tower rather quickly. Loda now spamming another wave of illusions. The whole team in position for this. Radiant Vision, pretty lackey on this top side of the map, but they've got Fenrir and Black sitting towards mid lane, not taking any risks, while Ice and FY carefully work on this top tower, but oh, bottom lane. They've gone on to Super. He gets pulled back into the Cox. He's not even going to bother to use his BKB, just feeling it wouldn't accomplish anything. He'll give up his life. It's a tier 2 for tier 2 trade, and well, the question is, do Alliance try and push farther off of this?
Radiant's top tower
Yeah,
is
that was
under
really
attack.
smart of Super to not commit to his BKB there, because he was dead no matter what. If he would have used BKB, they may have considered to maybe go even further without that ultimate up, or that ability up.
And with that, they still have Chain Frost, Black Hole, Exorcism. Drow is still farming, has now picked up a helm with the Dominator, and well, Black's inventory, if he manages to upgrade all these items, like you imagine a Daedalus, a Manta, if he wants to go Satanic, or just straight into something like a Butterfly, he's going to be hitting like a truck. But, well, I'm talking about him upgrade his items, and this is not going to help. Lift up, drop back down, and force the BKB TP out. I'll make it out, but this is an expensive BKB charge down the drain. That was his 10-second. That's the first time he's used it.
Yeah, I mean, they did get a Panda ult out of it, but I don't think they... maybe they could push right now if they wanted to, down mid lane or something like that.
That's the kind of Dodo we're seeing right now. It's a 10-second BKB for a Panda ult that probably won't even be needed for the next few minutes anyway.
That actually probably was worth it for Alliance. In most cases, you would say, yeah, it's BKB charge for Panda ult. Maybe we can get an objective now, but not in 6.82b.
I mean, how much of this is really the patch, though? Like, I've seen some pretty bloody games in 6.82b.
I mean, I would say it's somewhat the patch, it's because the way the players pick, but...
Well, when you first pick Naga, you've got... your Alliance, you've got
committed.
one thing in mind, yeah. You're all... Well, maybe not all in, but you're, like you said, committed.
Yeah, that's what a lot of players think that way about this patch, though. They think, like, we can't push anymore, let's just turtle 5-man, get 6 slots.
Do you...
But that's how things case.
Well, for now, it's definitely happening.
Yeah, I mean, this was one of those awkward games where Naga gets a good start, and obviously the team with Naga is going to play the same every time, but Fiji Gaming didn't plan on for this game to go this way. Not their
Bulldog?
early game.
Bulldog, forced it. Oh, he turned. He still gets it. It's a 1500 net worth courier, and it carries a Shiva's Guard recipe. I mean, not like a game-breaking courier kill, but definitely a nice one for Alliance if they want to push this a bit further. The other good thing for Alliance Fear, and I mean, it's fairly minor, but they're getting pretty much every rune with the map control they have. So they get all the bounty runes. Potentially they get that game-changing haste invis or double damage, and they will keep the lanes pushed in.
They don't really have any heroes that can abuse those runes, though. Like, DD is, like, big if Vici gets it, but who's gonna get a DD on Alliance and actually change the game? They don't have any good DD carriers. Or haste carriers, I guess. I don't think runes are very good for Alliance, moral of the story.
Yeah, also, there was a gem traded, as Fenrir lost his in that fight. Or a bit earlier. So now Alliance have 2 gems.
They do have the Scepter up now for Ake as well. Looks like they all have their basic core items up their Scepter up on clock as well, so I still think the longer this goes, the better shape Vici's in. But I guess the next Roche will be kind of a big tell. If Alliance can manage to kill it, which they have horrible heroes as you mentioned for killing Roche, that'll be really big for them. Just to deny it from Vici, because I think Vici needs that Aegis to fight.
Familiars drop down in the bottom lane, and tower will go the way of Ake, so... Your Enchantress with an Aghanim Scepter up gets another chunk of gold. 1300 up now, but they're not going to push it any further. And that next Roche is still a few seconds off. Clockwork Rocket coming out scouting for it, and timing's just slightly off for Bulldog, so... They keep on pinning it. They know it's going to be up fairly soon, as it's nearly a max Roche respawn. Yeah, Chessie's in the pit now, and they're ready to try and take this. This is probably the Roche.
Just do it. Yeah, Brew can just sit there and solo it for a while with that Vlads and Drunken Haze and all the other spells he has if he wanted to. Oh, they got Frost Armor too? Or is that just a creep? Oh, that's just a creep. I thought they stole it. Looks like he has no spell stolen on Rubik. I think they're just waiting right now for Vici. Vici's waiting right now for Black to finish his, like, right now he has like the sampler going on right now. Once he completes
He's got the party platter of items.
Yeah, the yard sale.
A little bit of everything, but not too much of anything. But he's close to completing like 1 or 2 more items, so yeah, he's pretty much got his Manta if he wants to go for it. Daedalus not too far off, about 1,000 gold short of that, and his team's buying time for him. Top lane, Naga Illusion denies the top tower. Well played by Loda. Still, it is gold into Vici's pockets, and it does open up potential for some backdoor shenanigans on, or well, split push shenanigans, I should say, in the top lane.
Here comes the 5-man Roche attempt.
10 kills in 37 minutes. It's been a very safe game for both teams, and it's been close to be fair. 7,500 gold lead for Alliance, 5,000 experience lead for Vici Gaming, but it does.
It's a classic Naga game, honestly.
It does feel like it's that time for Alliance, doesn't it? Like, Manta's up on your Naga, Heart's up, 2,600 gold, so you've got your buyback or the makings of the Butterfly. Who else is going to scale on the slide up? I mean, there's really not much, as we kind of been beating that dead horse for the past 10, 15 minutes.
But the thing is like, they don't have base breaking heroes. Like, they have the split push, but Vici's been holding it pretty admirably. And Super, he does now have his Shiva's up as well, and looks like we have an ultimate orb on top of FY. It looks like he's going for a Hex.
I'd say normally we see the Assault Cuirass on the Visage, but...
Yeah, I mean, I think that'd be more suited. Just buff up the heroes, because I think Assault Cuirass is pretty much needed on their team, because that helps Drow out a ton. And the Familiars, it just helps them in almost every single way. Coming late game, Exorcism helps too. Maybe DP goes for that though.
Fenrir, he's resorted to farming that really safe big camp, and this could be the item, Clinton. This is the Mask of Madness. Aghanim Scepter Enchantress. Here we go. This is the game winner for Ake. This is the one, I believe. They've got double gem on the courier.
I mean, it's definitely really good. The only problem with it is, I think it's pretty safe this game. But if she gets caught, like, they have ways of killing Enchantress really fast. Like, Ghosts obviously don't care about Untouchable, which is only level 1. So what the? I'm actually so confused. Why does he have level 1 Untouchable?
Yeah, and they're dire as well, which I guess to be fair, they have been fine for the most part going for the rush, but generally you see teams level that up so you can just take it a bit more safely early on.
Yeah, it makes Drow unable to attack her if her BKB's down, which seems pretty useful. But other than that, it's not so good. I don't think familiars get affected at all.
You're talking about BKBs being down. We're 40 minutes in, it's been useful.
Yeah.
This BKB is always up. It's been up for like 80% of the purchase time. Or the time since the purchase, I should say. But finally, Alliance will make their move in. They've now got a Talisman Evasion on the Naga, preparing for potential Butterfly Black. We'll hold the line mid, and Loda, he looks for that opportunity to move in. He's had the level 3 ult for some time now, and you do wonder if they try and pull some sneaky tactics with that ultimate. But they just haven't had many openings for it, I suppose, up to now.
Dire's bottom tower is under
Nope.
attack.
It's just complete and utter farm fest.
Well, what's your favorite drink for times like these?
Monster Energy.
Oh, okay.
With some water.
What's your favorite? What's your favorite flavor of the Monster Energy? Your rehab, right?
Yeah, rehab Rojo tea. That is the way to go. Okay. Sell out, boys.
Yeah, there you go. When there's nothing else to talk about rehab.
Rehab.
Just talk about rehab.
Just rehab.
They're looking for Loda top lane, perhaps. Ice has the blink black hole, but that's not gonna happen. Yeah, they're God forbid we have
not
some
much
action.
is gonna happen.
Oh my. WCA, I'm pretty sure the crowd's left the building.
Yeah.
They're on a
Thanks for
snack
inviting me
break.
on to cast a game, by the way.
Well, I figured you'd have that soporific old man effect, so I wanted to calm the audience down. They were getting a little too excited. Couldn't have that.
I'll predict how this game goes. There's gonna be a lot of farming, and then there's gonna be a lot of action. We just need to wait for the action.
Brilliant.
There's gonna come a point where there's Naga's 6 slotted and they have nothing to do but fight, so the game's gonna get really exciting. But Dota has these phases with certain strategies where it's kind of boring to watch for a little while, but it'll become entertaining once they have to fight, basically.
Yeah, once that first lane of Rax is cracked, you see some buybacks come out, suddenly things get really spicy. And it is going to be coming soon. Chessie's pushing in the middle lane. It's a bit of a slow push, as we've talked about. They don't kill towers quickly, but it is an inevitable push as well. There's no way to heal this for Avicii, so this tier 2 will fall eventually mid, and the question is if they care. I think that's mostly the high ground they're looking at, but if Ice can find a good black hole, we may see him jump in and use his first BKB charge.
You mean his first black hole, too?
Yeah, that as well. I was hoping.
A lot of firsts being popped on our next fight.
Oh,
We didn't get our first hook shot, though. That's good. At least we have one of those on record.
I actually need to bring up the graph. We've had 4 kills in 21 minutes.
I mean,
this is a long time since I've seen a graph like this.
There has been 2 exorcisms, I think. 0 chain frost, 0 black holes. Was there a sleep? I don't even think there was a sleep.
The good news is, I'm pretty sure 3/4 of our audience is from Europe or North America, and they all stayed up incredibly late for this, especially the Europeans in the audience. You guys stayed up late for this? Oh man, I am so sorry for you right now. No, it's okay. The action will wake you up, whatever it comes, but there's no promises on when it comes, so I'd get some, rehab, some coffee, whatever your pleasure may be.
It'll come in 10-15 minutes, I think.
Okay.
Because once Naga gets 6 slotted and they get Aegis and Shees on their other 2 heroes, then they're gonna just go for it. But
they are slowly ratting this though, and maybe that's the plan for Alliance. The tier 3 top lane is dropping pretty low. Butterfly's picked up on the Naga, so there is an MKB on Drow, but she's still a single target hero. She can't kill all the illusions right away, and the mid tower healthy for the time being. They can slow this with Frost Armor, but in theory, if Vici Gaming do nothing, at some point their entire base will be eroded. And they'll have to choose a fight eventually.
But at the same time, they're getting so much farm, these Naga pressure isn't gonna be as strong. Because like when Visage gets to the point, well, he is going for Hex, and he actually almost has it. I'm not sure what the Hex is for. I definitely agree with the Assault Cuirass is probably the choice. I thought DP might have went for that instead, but it looks like he's going for a Bloodstone. I'm not sure why they're not picking up an Assault Cuirass here.
This is the 80-minute item.
Yeah.
Super knows the bloodbath is nearby, so he's just ready to collect those bloodstone charges for the quick respawn. And yeah, that's a Rubik Ethereal Blade. I mean, why not for Misery? At this stage of the game, against all the physical damage of Vici, this could be
it's
very
really good.
powerful.
Yeah, like he can E-Blade to whoever Drow's focusing, and then obviously he can't hit him anymore. But it looks like Alliance's plan is just that. They're going to use illusions for the entirety of this game to whittle down the towers. And they're getting a lot of damage on it.
Yeah, it's working, man, and they're cutting the mid lane, and the only things leaving the base right now are familiars, which Misery is trying to farm currently, and may get one. Ake's using Mask of Madness to get in close and hope for some kills of his own, and yeah, this tower is slowly, well, not even too slowly, but it's ticking away here. There's a timer on this tower's lifespan. They're gonna have to react soon.
Yeah, if they keep playing like this, they're inevitably going to lose, but... Oh, hook shot on creeps.
Bulldog is hooking creeps to push the lanes in. This is the ultimate in Rat Dota. For when you can't have Nature's Prophet, just get an Ags and spam your hook shot on creep waves.
Interesting.
It's a patience game, though. Alliance could get that tower, and then overextend, get wiped, and potentially just throw this game in a matter of seconds.
Yeah, the one thing that Vici Gaming has that Alliance has is they can win the game off of 1 or 2 deaths if you don't have buyback up. Whereas Alliance, they just have to very slowly win this game.
Oh, this is where you just hope for a courier snipe. It is headed to the secret shop, and they spotted this out with a ward. That could be the big play of this game. What's it? Oh, it's bottom Mystic Staff. This is the FY Hex, but he's carefully finagling it through the tree line. And while this is all a distraction, perhaps. As the Naga Illusions come in, they're just pretending like they want this courier kill, but really what they want is for heroes to worry about it and focus on their micro. It makes the long journey across the lane, and this is the most exciting thing we've seen in the past 10 minutes.
Yeah, I don't think
Mission
losing
Impossible
Rax matters for Vici so much. Like, if they lose a Rax, for example, off this Naga split push, I think they always have the opportunity where they can just run down mid as 5 and have a chance to win the game and go throwing it. Because they kill buildings extremely fast with this Drow Visage Death Prophet combination.
Well,
oh, the E-Blade's thrown out on black.
Casual harassment E-Blade for Misery. That will set up a deadly rocket flare if Bulldog wants to use it, but yeah, they're ready for the next rush. That's the goal here. And they're going to rotate towards it now. Chessie's in position. He has gone for an Assault Cuirass, but it's not for the team we expected. It's Alliance who claim it, and it will help them bring down buildings a bit quicker. Okay, stopping off for Wildkin, or Wild Wing, I should say. So
you have to be near the building for the effect to take it.
That's true, and Chessie hasn't been near a building in upwards of 20 minutes, so yeah. It's okay, it's for the base race. This entire game plan is built around, we'll get ahead just enough that it'll come to a base race and we have the extra minus armor buildings and we win.
Oh, looks like they're gonna get a pick. Some action in mid lane.
He's got hookshot ready to go. Bulldog, can he force staff his way out? Nope. But that's okay. Lotus pushing in the top lane. He's gonna bring down this. Well, never mind. Black is here, but while that's happening, they actually lose their Lich to the Illusions back near the tier 3 tower, and so they get the trade anyway. It's a Lich for a Clockwork, which I would normally say favors Vici for sure, but at this point, just a kill for a kill with buildings taking damage is probably good. And by the way, Chessie is still working on this Roche. She's been here for 2 minutes, I think.
Here comes some Mask of Madness Enchantress. There's the Aegis Cheese. Naga as well. She needs one more slot. It's always debatable what you get with your last slot. I mean, there's still Diffusal Blade.
Oh, Courier. Where are you going? It gets netted! Lotus gonna kill it off! This has a Daedalus recipe for Black, who does still have buyback, but well, that was an ambitious movement for the Courier. Just straight up the top lane that's constantly getting pressured.
Yeah. And the tower's almost dead top. I mean, Lich is the best pick off they can get because no Frost Armor for the towers.
That's some next level thoughts right there.
Well, I mean, the rest of the heroes are not even doing anything.
You know, Clint, I do have to say you fall short, though, because I still give Ake Glyph to save the Tombstone the #1 on my list of next level strats that I've heard in recent memory. Or, not Ake, it was Hani, actually. Yeah, it was Hani.
That can't be recent.
No, it actually he was like, man, you should glyph to say the two-stone. And it turned out
Yeah.
that was deleted from Dota like
A long time ago.
4 years ago, something like that.
Yeah, that's Dota 1. I don't even know if that was in Dota 2, was it?
No, I think it was removed in Dota 1. I believe you're right.
Yeah. That's a long time ago.
But you got to dig deep. You know, this is the kind of you're not. There's no action, so you just got to outthink your opponents. It is a game of chess in that sense.
That was the actual strategy. Like, I played a lot on Dying in Dota 1, and that was just standard. You just glyph the tombstone and team fights.
It is a very strong ability. I mean, I remember when that hero came out. It was one of the most ridiculous heroes, but he got nerfed pretty quickly that time.
Did he get nerfed that bad? I mean, it's more of a combination of people learn how to play against him more than he got nerfed.
That's true.
Because before, people would just like run their safe lane, tri lane every game, and they're like, "What can we do? We can't do anything." And then people are like, "Oh, what if we move our tri lane to the other lane?"
Radiant's top
I love
Make a
this.
dying move around.
Yeah, that's true. I love this internal conflict with Vici. Like, they simultaneously just keep the tower alive at 22 seconds. They frost armor, and then Ice is like, no, we're denying this one. We're giving up this tier 3. It's been a 15-minute onslaught from Alliance to bring down a tier 3 tower, and they claim their objective at long last. Do they look for that push in now? Well, there's familiars to hunt, so they've got better things to do. And they will hunt them. One crit from the Brewmaster will end the first, and that's okay. There is a full resummon ready on FY. He's
What are
just...
those lords? They're like cogs. Those are cool.
Oh, up on the hill?
Yeah,
Oh, wow.
some fancy lords.
I'm thinking about zooming in on them, and I just know we'll have our first fight, our real fight in 30 minutes.
I already got them zoomed in.
Yeah, well, the luxury of being a co-caster.
Just got magnets for hands. Oh, it died. No, they're both dead.
Yeah,
What a shame.
They're definitely both dead. Well, Clinton, I can call you when the fights start. You know, if you want to just lie down. I know you're getting tired. It's kind of past your bedtime, so
Yeah,
it's okay.
I mean, I was really entertained with the wards there, but misery ended my fun.
Nothing new there. Well, Loda goes in. He's got a song ready. He could use it at some point this game. Like, is there anything Alliance should be doing differently? They are slowly sieging, but can they abuse song better here? Is this like the exact right way to play this?
There's many ways to play Naga, but like they could attempt to put Illusion's bottom. Yeah, I think it's worth a shot, but at the same time, if Naga gets caught out before she gets some sleep off and dies, that'd be huge. I think they're just gonna. I think it's fine just to go for this Rax, the ranged Rax. Then once you get the ranged Rax, they'll be able to just do more cheeky plays with the Song of the Siren because the lane will be pushing more.
I'm
Give
gonna.
them a little more space.
I'm really gonna feel bad for Alliance if they. This has been like such meticulous play from them, but I just have this bad feeling that there's gonna be one awful fight, and all that hard work is just gonna crumble.
I mean, there's definitely the potential for that to happen, but we'll see. Where's the chicken at? Is it still not respawning?
It's going for the Dire secret shop because they've decided that this one is it can't be accessed. So it's making the long journey behind enemy lines to resupply, while Illusions will try and threaten the base. And they're working on the tier 3 bottom lane with this, but okay, your courier. So one way to get this courier back is defeat it and then wait for the respawn. If you just give up on the retreat, but
I mean,
they're gonna send it bottom and hope that it doesn't get caught. This is the biggest play of this game. This courier, man.
that was pretty cute. The line should have saw that one coming.
I think
Ordered
that's
their own secret shop and killed it.
I definitely feel like that's a part of the game plan for Alliance is do not let them use the shop because some of these heroes just need that shop at this point. So on the start, here we go, and they've got an illusion in the bottom lane working on the tier 3 tower. No ability for Vici Gaming to engage, and yeah, they've got a minute before they can do that again. Yeah, the illusions will die, but I mean, why not just rinse and repeat?
Yep. Now they're gonna start doing the cheeky plays with the Song of the Siren, but Loda has to be a little careful. Obviously, buyback is available, and there's nothing else you can use your money for, so it's one of those situations where you're playing Nog. If you end up dying once and you have all this gold, you're like, okay, you have to turtle, because if you die again, you lose, but I guess it's one of the better heroes to turtle with, because you don't have to put your hero in danger. But he doesn't want to lose that buyback regardless.
Yeah, he's not even going to approach the base unless he's got his full complement of teammates back you up. And they're trying to run down these illusions. So to get like one swing off on the tower. Yeah, there you go. A few chops. And the evasion works with it, but eventually we'll go down. It's working, at least for these towers. And I do want to point out he has been whittling down the range racks. Loda has not been trying to focus the melee. This is permanent damage they could do, albeit slowly. I will be amazed if Avicii Gaming don't pick a fight, but they're just watching their base die. I mean, it's slow, it's steady, it is dying though.
Oh,
And here we go again.
Round number 2. And there's an illusions in bottom lane.
And it's Black they've caught, and he's got the MKB, so there's not much they can like. They can't kill these illusions that quickly without the MKB.
Yeah. So at some point, once their towers get low enough, Fiji just has to go down mid and just try and end the game. Because they're gonna lose at this rate, because they're taking a lot of damage on the tier 3s. I'm not sure what they're waiting for, but their heroes all have what they need, I think, to fight at this point. I believe Black's gonna want to sell his Yasha here for a Butterfly pretty soon here. Finish the Satanic. Super is going for a Hex too. They're just massing Hexes, and Hex isn't even a good item against Naga, to be honest with you. But they all opted to build for Hexes instead of getting an Assault Cuirass, which is pretty good against Naga last I checked.
Hook shot mid lane. Oh, just barely missed on Super. Maybe this is the bait. Ice walks in. He's got Black Hole. Are we going to see it? No. No Black Hole. Super charges in, perhaps expecting backup, but... Well, they have to back, because the Songs come through top lane. Loda will kill off the Range Racks. The Rat is strong for Alliance. Range Racks for an Exorcism. At least they held the Black Hole and a BKB to boot. And just a 1 minute cooldown on Song of the Siren. That's really all it costs Alliance. Yeah, Bruce Split, but... I mean, do they just 5-man down mid to punish that Bruce Split? I'm not sure.
I mean, Exorcism's way more important than Brewmaster Split at this point, but I think they are now gonna... Looks like they want to go down mid. At some point, they're gonna get fed up with this. It's really annoying to play against this. So they've been patient, but at some point, you have to do something.
I mean, regarding the Hexes, maybe the idea here for Vici Gaming is... Well, we can just Hex all the Naga illusions, right? Like... We get one Hex for each illusion, and then the Rat Dota doesn't work so well anymore. You'll have to commit a hero. I wonder if that's what they're thinking at this stage.
Just build a bunch of Hexes and Purges, and just kill all the illusions.
I guess so.
Could work.
Well, Bulldog's trying to hook in the creep waves top lane. But they've lost that first Range Rax. It's not the biggest deal by any means, but it is a little momentum going their way. And the next Roche is coming in about 2 minutes' time. This is, once again, nearly our max.
Oh, there's a smoke. They might get Bulldog here.
Bulldog caught out, and with Familiars to follow this up, this could be our first kill in a very long time. He's silenced, but he's force-staffed away by Aki, trying to keep him alive. Ice blinking in, but he got songed. Well,
illusions are going in on top lane here, too.
Fight's over. Yeah, this is all a bait. It's a trap for Loda to do his work. Your Hexes can't stop the Rat when they're not there to kill him. Yeah, they've got 4 heroes to deal with those between the MKB and the triple Hex. But they gotta be there to kill them, and they don't really have the mobility. And while that was going on, there's also more split push in the bottom lane. I mean, I do go back to what I was mentioning earlier. This is a hero that Alliance looked back on TI4 and said, we should have ran Naga more. And it's so far been, yeah, boring, but perfect play. Like, they have not given any openings away to Vici, really.
Yeah, I mean, they've executed it the way they should, for sure. So they're playing it really well.
I just wonder, like... Can you keep this up? If this is going to be a game plan and multiple... Like, this is, I feel like this isn't a game plan you can run regularly. It's just too exhausting.
No, I mean, I'm surprised at the same time that Vici had a different plan with their lineup than this, because they don't have that many Naga counters against a first pick Naga. They expected to win this game early, but the laning phase didn't go the way they wanted it to.
Yeah, they have that gold lead, but they're also currently actually 2 towers up, and... quite a few Roshans, so the towers can be reversed, and the experience is still going the way of the Radiant at this point. It's not the biggest lead by any means. Oh, Ice caught out, and he was netted, but then hook shot just seconds short. Ice will make his way out. That, well, wouldn't have been the biggest kill. He did have a buyback, but with BKB down, Alliance can get a bit more aggressive here. They know how important this ultimate is, and in order to defend the base, and without a BKB, Ice, very small chance he gets that off.
You know what's kind of funny? If you look at net worth, Alliance is up 10,000 gold, and all 10,000 of that gold is on Naga right now.
Yeah, and I guess...
I mean, gold she can't use.
Well, I don't even know what you spend it on. Like, okay, you already saved for your buyback. You still got like 6k gold. I guess you can 6-7 slot your Naga, but there's only so much. You could try for the Eternal NV12 slot. I mean, at some point, it just stops mattering how many items are on the Naga. It's more about just having buyback and not risking your hero's life.
Yeah, its network's just so deceiving sometimes. Like, they're ahead a lot in gold, but not really, because they can't use that gold. Unless they start bringing out the couriers with, like, refresh orbs and stuff, which you should probably prep. It's just one of those games.
Well, Chessie has picked up a Hex, so a little bit more initiation here on the Brewmaster, and they do pin out Loda. Do they try and instantly make a move towards him? Well, they might, but unfortunately, there's a Dire Ward waiting right here, so this is not going to get very far. And Loda's already running back towards the base. He knows that if he gets ganked, it could throw a wrench into their plan, so instead he'll back off and he can BOT in bottom lane momentarily. Looks like he's going to walk back to base for mana, though.
How exciting.
His first time going to base in how long? I mean,
That is true. Oh, it looks like they get the Hex on Bulldog for the casual Crypt Swarm.
yeah, and Super is still running in. He really wants them to just go on him. I'm not sure if it's frustration. It could well just be bait, honestly. And no hookshot in. They're going to take that bait Alliance if it is such. Super. Now BKB still Exorcism. Loda, he's silenced up. He can't actually pop his ultimate, but he just goes to work with the illusions, trying to man-fight Super, and for the time being coming out on top. The net goes through. Super caught out, but Black Hole, this could be the turn. It comes in a nice side. Oh, no, there's your hookshot. Well, there's so much for that Black Hole. 2 down. They've lost their Death Prophet. Black standing in the cogs and trying to do what he can, but Ice will fall. It's 3 dead, a double buyback within seconds for the Death Prophet, and the Visage as Black retreats back towards the base, and Super, well, he gets hooked again. Bulldog delivers once more. And Alliance, it's time to play it safe. They'll disengage, and yeah, Misery did steal Exorcism during that one.
Yeah, that was doing a ton of work in that fight.
So nothing really ventured, and, well, nothing lost either. They'll now go in again, though. This is a dieback. He's been pushed back by the cogs. He's thrown up in the air. If he goes down again, doesn't have the BKB for 28 seconds. Chessie is trying to punish this. Kills off the Draw Ranger, who also buys back. Could end up dropping as well. Your Death Prophet deep behind her own tier 3 tower, continuing to retreat out as the illusions start swarming towards the top lane. Alliance, they've broken skin, and they've found blood, and they just want to make Vici Gaming die out here on the operating table. Well, they'll blink out of the tower, dodging those familiar stuns. And Loda also deftly moving around them. He's now silenced, but during this time, they did push in the other lanes, but they still haven't cracked too much in terms of buildings. Got the tier 3 bottom, but it's more these buybacks. It's these buybacks that are the issue. If they die again, it's pretty much over. Song to start, and he's going to move his hero back beyond enemy lines while the illusions do the work mid. So the tier 3 falls mid lane, and the swarm is in. The battle begins. Hookshot in on Super. Has no Exorcism. The BKB was used. Now throws his own Hex out and tries to run. They have no Black Hole for 90 seconds. Bulldog may go down here. May go down, I say. But the Ethereal Blade of Misery keeps him alive. And the Swarm, it's worked his way deep behind the enemy lines. And, well, Black caught out by a Boulder Toss. Now blinking forward will be Misery. Going for the toss back. The hookshot there from Bulldog as well. Super, he's going to have another Exorcism. They got to do something with this one. Chain Frosters have been sitting ready to rock and roll, but now a net in from Loda. He's going to charge forward onto Black. If this Drow Ranger goes down again, she won't have a buyback. Drow Ranger down for 120 seconds. GG! It's a perfect game, essentially, from Alliance for 45 minutes of Rat Dota. They never gave Vici Gaming the slightest opening. Boring, perhaps, to some, but certainly flawless to those with patience. And the graph takes a resounding dip, as they will take game 1. They're just wearing Vici Gaming out.
Yeah, towards the end there, Super got too anxious to force something there, and without the Drow Ranger there, they didn't have enough damage to kill them off. So at the end, they just couldn't find the right fight. As we said, they just needed to find the right fight and push down mid, and they could have won the game at any moment, but they weren't able to find that fight. Alliance didn't give them the opportunity, so Alliance takes it.
Well, we'll have to see if Vici Gaming change up the game plan next time. I don't know if they decide to just get more aggressive in the draft. Alliance is historically known for winning, generally be more comfortable in the late game with a split push advantage, the ability to select when you fight and when you just push buildings or dodge fights. And Well, they certainly had that opportunity with Nagasara of all heroes. So with that, Alliance, we'll take game 1, but it's a best of 3, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be back soon. You're watching Beyond the Summit. Our coverage of WCA 2014 hopefully continues right after this. Stay tuned. I'm LD, he's Fear. We'll be right back.